We're back on Patriot League All Access, chatting with all the head women's basketball coaches in the Patriot League as we get set for Patriot League play this weekend. And on with us now is the head coach at the United States Military Academy, Coach Dave Magarity. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time. My first question for you, as we are at this point of the season, right when you have league play coming up, I want to go backwards, though, first, and I want to talk to you about your 400th career victory that you picked up earlier this season. And something struck me. You had mentioned in the press release that Army sent out after the victory that this team was very special to you, and I wanted to see if you could elaborate on what your thoughts were and what your emotions were with this team when you collected your 400th career victory.
Well, James, it's good to be with you, and looking back on it, seems like a distant memory, back in November, but it was special, and, I think this team, going into the season, we knew it was going to be a rebuilding project. First time in my career, I think, both on the men's and women's sides, where I ever started two freshmen at the beginning of the season. And, we got out to such a great start, and that game in particular, on the road, against a familiar old foe, when I coached on the men's side for years in the Northeast Conference, so it's St. Francis of Pennsylvania, and then it matters. But it was special because with the early success we had, I was really excited for this group because they did work hard in the preseason. But reality, I think the reality catches up with you, and the schedule catches up with you, and that's why we're in the position we're in now.
Where your team is right now is 6-9, heading into Patriot League play on a losing streak right now. Do you look at now going into Patriot League play? Is there anything different that you communicate to your team? Do you look at it and say, all right, the first leg of the season is over, and now we're 0-0 again, and kind of give your team a fresh slate type of look here as you head into Patriot League play?
Oh, absolutely. I think everybody's going to do that. You're looking at two teams, and Bucknell and ourselves is both really struggling at this particular time. We're not. We haven't won a lot of games recently. I think a little different. We got out to such a good start at 5-1, 6-2 with good wins over some pretty good teams, Manhattan and the University of Hawaii. But then, as I mentioned, I think it caught up to us a little bit, and the reality of having so many, not only freshmen, but players playing significant minutes with very little experience. Whether it be Jen Hazlitt, Anna Simmers, up and down the line, Liz Benedict, we really have struggled dealing with the higher level of competition. So, but there's been some positives. I mean, we've been in every game with the exception of Arizona State. Most of them have come down to the last minute, last possession, and it's something we just have to learn from. But we got to break out of this. We got to find a way to win those games.
You just touched on it, and what my next question was going to be is the fact that you've been in so many of these games late. Maybe you've been down by double digits early, and you've forged a big comeback to bring it to within 2 or 3 points, or even one, very late in the game. Do you feel that once you do get that breakout, you get that victory under your belt to stop the current slide and maybe win a close game as opposed to losing one, that maybe the other dominoes start to fall and you can really go on a good run here?
Well, I'm not sure the schedule is set up to give you that, because once you get into league play, I think every game is going to be a real battle, and it's just going to be very, very competitive. I think there's a lot of balance, and I'm looking at comparative scores. Yale, we just played Yale. Bucknell just played Yale. I think a lot of that you just got to throw out the window. It's going to be matchups with the teams that you're playing now. The familiarity, Bucknell has always been very, very tough opponent for us for whatever reasons. And other teams obviously have changed the type of style, maybe even the personnel. A lot of graduation. I think we all talked about that. So many kids graduated were all league-type players, but there's a whole new cast of characters, and hopefully some of our kids will continue to improve and step up.
As a coach, can you describe just the difference in your approach Like you mentioned last year, with you had a lot of seniors. There was a lot of veteran leadership on the club, Aaron Anthony and Nalini Hawkins, to name a few, and you did start a lot of seniors. This year, obviously, the entire makeup of the team is different. So can you just talk a little bit about the difference in your approach to coaching when you have two teams that are so varied like that in consecutive years?
Yeah, it's really been an adjustment for me, and it's really tested my patience. It's just tested my ability to be a little bit more patient, really, with these kids and understand where they are in their careers and their development. I've got two outstanding captains in Megan Doucette and Kate Goodall, but Doucette's been playing, and so has Goodall. She started on and off, but neither one of them are your top kids, statistically or any other way. They're role players, and so you're relying on so many young kids. Yardley and certainly Simmers and Hazard are your top three scorers. But we've gotten great leadership from one of our freshmen, Olivia Schrutzman. She's been terrific coming out of the gate. I think she's a kid who's shown tremendous leadership as a freshman. So it's been an adventure for me, so to speak. And I hope that as we go through these tough games, it was heartbreaking at the buzzer losing the AL the other day when we had every opportunity to win the game in the last minute. But we did, and tough lesson learned on the road.
Coach Dave Magarity is the head coach at the United States Military Academy, joining me right here on Patriot League All Access. Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck this weekend against Bucknell. We'll talk to you again later this season.